Hello everybody and welcome to my new background after abandoning this channel for like 2 years again. And today the beautiful light in the background has been supplied by Astronaut Man, which you may or may not see. He's right there. Astronaut guy is right there. Which took me absolutely forever to balance, and I actually had to balance him on a guitar pedal. So anyway, here's a bit of a new character to the YouTube channel of mine. It is this guy, and you have probably never seen him before. He's been with me for the past like many years, and I named him something like when I got him, but I completely forgot what his name is. So it was like Tim or something. But if you guys have any name suggestions, the comment with the most likes shall be this big fucking snake's new name. Okay. Anyway, so today's video is about something that I think almost everybody on the surface of this earth has encountered once in their life, especially if you live on the internet, and that is scammers. Scammers obviously come in many shapes and forms, well, online scammers. From like the person that sends you a government document saying you have to pay some magical bill, or they will, like, the FBI will come to your house, or the sort of scams that, or the scams telling you that you've won some magical, mystical reward from some lottery that you've never entered in your life, and you're all of a sudden a millionaire. All you have to do is just send your bank account information, and you're good to go, and you're definitely gonna end up with the money they promised. Nonetheless, these sorts of scams have sort of, I guess a while ago, almost become a trend. Like, you've definitely seen those videos of like scam baiting, where some person just like fucks with a scammer, just doing stupid shit with them until they just give up and admit that they're a scammer and they go fuck off for some time, or they just tell you to fuck off and they will leave. And those are the scammers that I'm not talking about today, because somehow through all this time of all these videos I've seen of people messing around with like scammers, and please, by the way, before I start this, if you're gonna like mess around with scammers and people like that on the internet or in real life, just please don't ever do anything stupid. Don't give them like your private information. Use like a fake account or something. Don't even do what I did, because I kind of feel sort of dumb. The only reason I've done some of these things is that everything that I've shared with these people was already public information. So if they really wanted to do something fishy with it, they'd just go onto my fucking Instagram and take it anyway. I have no control over that. The internet is a scary place. But no, those are not the scammers we are talking about today. Because I've noticed something. Over the years, I've sort of been absent from my YouTube channels. I've watched a lot of these videos because, well, frankly, I find them fucking hilarious. But I've noticed that nobody's ever really made a video about musician scams. And by that I don't mean the sort of like, some person tries to send you a shit AliExpress guitar as a real Fender Stratocaster from 1961. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't mean those sort of scammers. I don't mean like selling sort of scammers, you know? So none of the eBay stuff on here. What I'm talking about is people impersonating other famous people for some reason. And for a long time I had no clue why, and that is why I'm making this video today. Through the time that I have spent on the internet, I follow a lot of sort of, if you know anything about me, you know that I like rock and metal bands a lot. That's obvious if you literally look at my last video on this channel. Obviously I follow a lot of bands and a lot of fan accounts, okay? Like sort of like Iron Maiden fans and like music fucking bass fans of this person and that person. You know what I'm talking about. Like, and yes, I know, before you guys like come at me for using Facebook, like the grandma that I am, the only reason I have Facebook is my grandparents and my family uses it, okay? And that's the only reason I have Facebook. I would never willfully sit my ass on Facebook, okay? Nonetheless, I did decide to follow a few bands and fan pages on there, because apparently there's quite a bit of good fan pages that like share rare photos of old bands that I like to draw a lot. So go follow my art channel, okay? Quality shit on there. Well, coming soon. What the fuck is it focusing on there? That's really creepy. You guys cannot see that, but I have like a viewer on for my camera, and it's supposed to like focus on people's faces, and it keeps on like focusing like somewhere there. So if there's like some fucking demonic entity behind me, then yeah. Kind sir, may I remind you that Halloween was last month, and you can go fuck off. And after following a bunch of these pages, I started getting notifications. As you've seen at the beginning of the video in the little skit I made, I all of a sudden get a fucking notification from like Joey Tempest or Steven Tyler or some other famous rock singer or guitarist or someone, you know? And you think like, oh shit, that's cool, and then you go on to there and you're like, oh. Well, something's not right here, is it? You quickly notice that there oftentimes like their little check mark is just a fucking emoji. I don't know why people try to even do that. Like, who the fuck is falling for that? But anyway, it's something when somebody just tries to impersonate somebody, like just to get like likes and comments and attention and maybe like some sponsors and shit. But it's another thing when somebody all of a sudden messages you claiming to be a famous person. I have no idea if like non-rock musicians and, I don't know, actors and singers or whatever also have this sort of problem where they just get weird copycats on these sorts of websites. Or is it just for some reason, just famous rock stars? I don't know. But I'm gonna talk about my experience because it's really funny. The whole reason that I've decided to make this video is a good, oh my god, it has to be like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Like, this was a long time ago. I got the first message from somebody, and for the life of me, I cannot remember, was it like Joey Tempest or who was it? What is Europe's bassist's name? Or was it like John Norum maybe? Was it their guitarist? I don't remember. But I got this message, and I knew these were scammers. Like, I wasn't like, maybe for the first like 2 seconds I was fooled, but then I just look at the count and I'm like, oh no, this ain't real. This is not real. And I got a message from them. And they were like, hello, I'm Joey Tempest, and I am offering my fans, I have a new private account to talk to my fans about stuff. Or thank you for being a loyal fan of Europe, or something. It was something like that. Now, I do actually have screenshots of this from years ago, but during that time I have switched phones, and finding them now would take me a century, and this video would take so long to make. So if I do actually end up finding them on my old phone, I will just make a little community post thing on it, just to show you guys the exact message I got, but I have the whole conversation screenshotted somewhere, so yeah, I might share that one day. Anyway, so instead of just telling them to fuck off and blocking them, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of investigating. You see, I got a little bit intrigued, because I'm gonna classify these scams into 2 categories. One of them, well, both of them are impersonators, okay? They will pretend to be some famous person. They will message you that they are a famous person. And then they will somehow obviously try to gain from it in some way. The first category is very boring, and we're not going to talk about them. These are the sort of messages. I think I might have a screenshot of these to show somewhere here, but if I don't, just take my word for it. These are, well, you've probably even encountered one of these before in the wild wests of Facebook and Instagram. These are the sort of scammers that will just be like, hello, I am Steven Tyler. I'm using that as an example because that's the one I got. You have been rewarded with a free concert ticket for my next concert. Just click this link and it's totally real and it's not fishy at all. And that's all they'll do. They'll just send you a link, click this link. Please never click the link, obviously. Oh my god, I really can't believe I have to say this, but do not click those links. Those aren't real. No famous person gonna be ever doing that, okay? Don't click them, they're not real. And I'm assuming that like they take a link with either some sort of virus or some way of taking your money or information or something. But it's definitely not real. And those ones are boring, that's all they do. They don't put a lot of effort into it, they just send you a fucking link and then they disappear in a few days. That's boring. Boring video. We're not going to talk about those. Today we are talking about something that I literally spent, oh my god, I think I spent over a year talking to a fucking scammer just to figure out how did they gain from this. They will go on for months and months and months just pretending to be this person, okay, this famous person. And I was just wondering, like, if they're not going to send me, like, a link, they're not asking for money, they're not asking for, like, my personal information, how on earth how do they earn money from this? What the fuck is the point of this? So I started investigating a little bit, and I started talking to this totally real, was it Joey Tempest or somebody? I started talking to them, and I spent literal months, and I did think it lasted over a year with this person, until I figured out how the hell these scams work, and they're fucking hilarious. What they will do is they will message you. I literally have a fond memory of just sitting in the car and just like having a full conversation with this totally real person. But they will message you for months and months, maybe even fucking years. They're really dedicated to pretending to be this person. And then at the very end, you know what's the catch? They will send you a little, because we're such good friends after all this fucking time, I want to have a video chat with you. Okay, I want to see you live. Let's talk live. Let's do a video chat, you know? But it can't be free because everybody wants to do it, and I wouldn't earn money off of it, you know? I'm just a broke famous musician that has millions of euros, but, you know, I'm gonna have to have like 50 euros from this or 100 euros from this or however fucking much you can pay. And they sometimes have the audacity, if you're like, oh wait, that's too much, they'll have the audacity to be like, oh well, then how much will you offer me? These are so fucking dumb. The only good thing that I see from these, why I'm making this video, not just to talk about and complain about a stupid little scam that's probably worked like never, maybe on somebody's grandma, but the conversations are downright fucking hilarious. Like, they are actually hilarious. These people go so much out of their way to pretend to be a person and to pretend to just encourage you. Honestly, I sort of almost like commend them for that, because the effort that they put into this shit is amazing. And I wanted to start a series on my YouTube channel, because I get so many of these. Instead of ignoring them, I'm just going to chat with them and see the absolutely hilarious replies I get from these people. Because these get fucking hilarious. I feel like I didn't mention this, but there are like sort of like sub-genres of this scam too, that work very similarly, with the fact that you talk to a person for a fucking year or so, and they try to encourage you that they're the real deal, which they're not. And these ones are the ones that either do it for the sort of loved ones, you know, that try to convince you that they have a thing for you, you know, this famous rock star really enjoys you and they want to like see you live or something. Those ones. And there is another one that I have recently encountered, which I will be making a video on it because it's still ongoing, and it is probably the funniest one that I have seen in my life. The conversation I had with this person, I'll give you a hint who it is. It is the bassist of a very famous English metal band that I may have a portrait of in the background of my video on my other channel. This one's gonna be obvious. And the last video that I made on this channel has a lot to do with it. Anyway, so stay tuned for that. I will be making that really soon, because it's as soon as I finally finish this conversation with this person, just top notch shit, okay? It's amazing. But this sort of scam, so far, as I've sort of seen, this is still ongoing, so they might still ask me for the whole video thing. They haven't asked me for anything yet, and they've asked me for a photo of myself, which we had a whole complaint about, but that's gonna come in the other video. I'm not spoiling stuff. But, which is a bit strange, because this person found me on Facebook, which is just a whole bunch of photos of me. So if they really wanted a fucking photo of me, they could just take one from my Facebook. Facebook does not block any sort of photo stealing. You just click save and ta-da, you got a photo. I have no fucking clue what's going on there, but that's the sort of other subgenre of weird scammers. Now, the reason I think like Facebook is now the most common place for like the common breeding ground for these weirdos is because there's a lot of old people on there, and for some reason Facebook just doesn't do shit with it. Like, unless literally the famous person being impersonated, because I've seen this many times, where like some famous person just posts like a photo of like, don't talk to my like fake accounts. I am directly doing that, but I'm sorry. I am making content with it, okay? So it's fine. That I do not have a different account. Please do not talk to these people. They're not me. If somebody doesn't do that or directly like flags these people, then Facebook doesn't do jack shit with it, okay? They could just like live on there, just fucking rent free, and for some reason Facebook doesn't do shit with it. I don't know why. And they have like sometimes they'll use like symbols like above their name. I'm assuming that that's because like they don't want like some Facebook robot detecting them, you know? That, oh, you're impersonating a person. Although, I feel like the name Steve is like sort of the most like fucking famous. Oh shit, I accidentally mentioned who I'm making a video on. Lol, sorry. I'm terrible at keeping secrets, am I? Anyway, I was like saying that they're very generic names. I'm sorry. You can't like bot people. I guess that's the problem. You can't just bot every person that just happens to have 2 very common names that also happens to be a famous person. Because I'm sure there's just not like one. There are probably many people with these common names and second names, so you know. Nonetheless, the first person I was talking about actually came from Instagram. Back in the day, like most of these came from Instagram, and I don't know if it's because I've been like so absent on Instagram for the few years. I used to be way more active on Instagram, or is it just because Instagram decided to do something with them? I don't know, but some of the old accounts, by the way, they still exist. Like, they're not used, but they're still like fake like Joey Tempest accounts, which is odd. They never like deleted them. Nobody ever did anything about it. So I don't know. I'm not questioning the Facebook and Instagram overlords, but you know, doesn't make your website look too good. You know, doesn't make your app look good if you're allowing people to just impersonate people and scam people with just no repercussions. And last thing that I'll mention, because I forgot to mention this, if we're talking about location of the scams, I'm sure these happen on other websites too. It's just I use these ones. I haven't seen them on TikTok yet, and I'm pretty active on TikTok. Please go follow my TikTok. It's this. I'll put somewhere here. Just follow that, okay? And I don't know why. Maybe China just has a better surveillance. Good work, China. I am literally filming a whole video, like an hour-long video on AliExpress. So please, I want to be on your good list. Please don't delete me. I love you. Anyway, say what you will, but I have never encountered these sort of scams. Any scams, really, on TikTok. So I'm not advertising TikTok. TikTok is like a fucking hellscape, honestly. If you're like in the wrong place, then that is a shit show. But, you know, at least I have never had any scammers there, and I follow famous accounts, and people got to deal with famous accounts, and it's perfectly fine. So, yeah, this is not a TikTok advertisement. TikTok is also shit. They will always ask you, I forgot to mention, but they will always ask you to go to Telegram. Always. Just guarantee. If these people write to you, they will talk to you on like Messenger or like Instagram chats for some time, but they will always make you go to Telegram. And that's because Telegram just has no fucking repercussions. I don't know why Telegram was invented. I'm not like shitting on Telegram. I'm sure it's got its like uses and its fans, but I don't know. It's just Telegram is like the most fishy chat site app on this planet. Isn't that true? Like if somebody tells you to go to Telegram, like automatically call the FBI. There is one last thing that I completely forgot to mention, and that is the new use of AI. Because the person I was talking to a while ago, the totally real Joey Tempest, this person, maybe, I think they must have spoken Swedish, maybe, because they, for some reason, like, tried to really encourage me that when I called them fake at one point. I'm gonna find this conversation. I'm gonna make a video on it too, so I'm not gonna spoil too much here, but they started just, like, spouting on in, like, Swedish, and I'm just thinking, like, dude, do you really think that the Europe members are the only people on this planet that speak Swedish? But anyway, I think that they are using AI nowadays. They are completely different than the old ones that I mentioned. Because those people, like, maybe they were from the country, maybe they're using a translator to sound more encouraging. But I think, like, many of these people, like, just when I was writing to them and talking to them, they did not seem like English speakers, you know? They made, like, really... you know, like, I'm not roasting anybody's English, like, you know, my Spanish is ass, okay? But they clearly just were not native English speakers. That's all I'm gonna say. And I know that you know, many of the musicians I was actually using as a reference are also not necessarily English speakers. But I've been to a Europe concert. Okay, they can speak English, like, perfect. And you can, like, honestly oftentimes, like, see the cracks when they're trying to pretend to be like some British person. They don't speak like a British person, let me tell you that. They don't sound like them. Even if, like, it's, I don't know, they're pretending to be some German person, they don't really speak like you'd think they would. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be offensive in any way. I'm just saying that they don't sound accurate is what I'm trying to say. Nowadays, with the newer scammers on the internet, I have found that they speak like they write. I mean, when I say speak, I mean like written text, obviously. They write like really convincingly to what the person, like, you'd think would respond. Like, I've never met these people. I've never met these famous people. I've only seen the music videos and interviews and, yeah, and sometimes on the stage. But, like, from, like, YouTube videos of them and TV shows and shit, like, you'd assume that they'd sound something like that, you know? They sound very accurate to them. Like, the words that they use, the sort of personality, you know? The personality seems very accurate, which is a bit scary now. But what I think, you see, I have there's this person that follows me, or I follow them on TikTok. I'm not shouting anyone out. I don't want you to go looking for anyone here. I'm sure this person values their privacy. I'm just putting this person as an example. They are a big fan of Iron Maiden, and especially their singer. At one point, what they did was I think it was ChatGTP or one of those apps. They asked that app, or like one of those like AI pretending to be a person sort of apps. You know what I'm on about. One of those apps, and they just told the AI app to, can you please act like this famous person? And then you just have a conversation with a totally real version of a famous person. In this case, Iron Maiden singer. And that came to me yesterday. I was thinking, that's probably why these people sound so convincing nowadays. They instead of answering you, they will just pop your reply into a chat robot guy pretending to be a famous person. Or alternatively, they simply reply something and then they tell the AI, can you make this sound like this famous person said it? Which is most likely the case, because you can still have like a perfectly normal conversation with them about how you totally believe that they're real. So yeah, I think more or less I've covered most of the issues and things going on with these odd scammers. And all I'm gonna say is stay the fuck away from weird scammers on the internet. Do not give them your information in any way, shape or form. You shouldn't really interact with them either. You should probably just report them. But if you want to go fucking around, it's sort of like, do as I say and not as I do. But if you want to talk to these people, then just don't do anything stupid, okay? Just don't. They want your money, okay? So just don't give it to them. You're the one supposed to have fun, not them. So yeah, stay safe. And also expect a whole bunch of videos, very entertaining videos of me sort of, I guess, scam baiting these people, and eventually having them quit their jobs, because that's how pissing annoying I am when I want to be. So yeah, I think I have left enough hints of the totally real person I'm talking to over a few good days now, and I will also probably find the original screenshots that I've taken of the first one, the person who ended up being the nicest scammer on this planet, the most polite person. I can't believe I'm saying that about a scammer, but here I am, this polite person. So yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, please just give me a like. Please give me a like, or and a subscribe, please. Give me a subscription, please. I really fucking need it. I have been dead, and I feel like lately making new videos, so please don't make my will die again. give me some attention. And if you want to see me talk to really weird scammers and risk my personal information and money on making a stupid little YouTube video, then please subscribe and wait a little bit, because those videos are coming out soon, as well as a whole bunch of other weird shit, because I had a bunch of ideas lately just lying around and I have to do something with them. So, yeah. Now, I'm just going to have a word with Mr. Astronaut Man right there, who's been supplying the beautiful background lights through the whole video. So he's gonna have a little word. I'll give him the microphone. Well said. Bye. Because nothing's good. Nothing is good. Nothing good. No, oh my god. Nothing good is. Yeah, that's hello English.